Thank you very much, Your Honor. Certainly, I will take note of your particular interest for the particular crops, and I certainly hope that once I am able to assume post, then we will be able to start working on programs that could enhance the capacity of the program for Balik scientists to really be to take off the ground, so that we can bring back a good number of the experts who have somehow left the country and have developed expertise outside, but who are still who still have strong ties back home, so that we can tap their expertise. Now, in terms of the problems in agriculture, part of it, I guess, will be because sometimes we don't value what is there. We sometimes see agriculture as a quick and easy solution, but you have to make sure that the resources that are necessary for it will need to be there for the longer time, for the generations to come. So I do quite agree with your view that land and water as agricultural resources are something that's truly valuable.
Thank you, Madam Ambassador. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Edmond Plaza. Thank you. I noticed that the Undersecretary of the DFA test, Tinalakay, is here. Could you please just rise to be recognized? Thank you for coming and accompanying your staff. As representative of our DFA Secretary Tess Lazaro. Ma'am, well, Senator, our chairperson, Senator Lacson, and I have been discussing, and I've been wanting to propose this question, especially to the DFA and to the ambassadors that will be that are nominees right now. The problem in the Philippines is a brain drain, and we seem to be losing a lot of scientists, experts. They go to Thailand, they've improved their rice, and we import now rice from them when we thought them. And the point of Congressman Edmond Plaza is valid, and that's why Senator Lacson, the chairperson of this Committee on Foreign Affairs, and the CNA are looking into filing a bill later on to have brain gain, which is actually asking our DFA with the DTI and all the agencies later on to make sure that your posts are not only there for political reasons, but more to see the economic opportunities and help, especially Filipinos who have been trained there, to come back to the Philippines and help, especially when they are retired. And would you agree with that kind of presumption that the Department of Foreign Affairs will not only look into the political angle when you are posted, but to also to see most of the economic benefits, and also the Filipinos and even entrepreneurs that are foreigners who are willing to, especially kung may asawa silang Pilipino, willing to come back and have us trained for our agriculture and all other sectors, Madam?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think one of the key things that the Philippine embassies and consulates throughout the world work on is establishing and maintaining good relations with the Filipino community they're at. That's a very good way of touching base with the Filipinos who have settled, who may have gained expertise and experience, students who are doing academic work in the countries covered by the post. By maintaining such a database and such connection with the Philippines through the embassies, I believe that there's greater capacity for our nationals who may have left the country a long time ago, who may have settled far and wide in the world, to still continue to see the Philippines as a home that they have a responsibility for. And I truly believe that programs such as the Balik Scientist Program, the FA has a good program to bring in second generation Filipinos to visit the country, see what is happening. These are opportunities for them to get a new view of what is happening in the country that should help drive up their own interest to be part of its development.
Thank you. Are there any other members? Senator Marcoleta is hereby recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Nakakalungkot po talaga, madam, kasi hindi namin nakakalimutan. Kayo ay agriculturist kayo eh. Tatlo ang master's degree po ninyo eh. You could have been a very valuable asset to our country. Alam po ninyo ngayon ang ating state of agriculture parang subsistence agriculture. Pag sinabi po nating subsistence, pag ang farmer po ay nasa subsistence system ng agriculture, nabubuhay niya lang yung pamilya niya pero hindi siya nakakabenta, hindi nakakatulong sa economy kasi kokonti naman ang napoproduce. With 3 master's degree in agriculture, sayang po sa ibang bansa kayo na po post. Talagang nakakalungkot, nakakapanghinayang po talaga. Pasensya na kayo kung dapat naming sabihin. Sana isang araw magpasya kayo na palitan ninyo yung at magbalik kayo sa agriculture, ma'am. Kasi kailangan po talaga eh. Can you imagine, we are struggling. We are supposed to be an agricultural country. We have a land area of about 300,000 square kilometers, 10% of which is agriculture. Pero nag-i-import tayo. I think we are the highest importer in the world, which is inconsistent with what we have as a country. Sayang po, ang makikinabang lang sa inyo, yung Kingdom of Eswatini. Nasaan po ba yun? Nasaan po ba yun, madam?
Yun po yung dating Swaziland na so within the south.
Ngayon po, Eswatini na po. So, may hari at reyna po itong bansang ito. Yun pong BRICS, kasama po ang South Africa, madam. Tama po.
Yes.
And BRICS is touted as an alternative to G7. Nandyan po yung Brazil, nandyan ang India, nandyan ang Russia. At very recently, nasama na yung Indonesia. Tama po. Palagay po ninyo, kailangan sumama tayo sa BRICS considering that ngayon po ay medyo yung taripa natin na inimpose sa atin medyo may kataasan. In your views, should the Philippines consider joining the BRICS, madam?
Sir, in terms of multilateral engagements in such agrupations, I would believe that DTI and DA eventually will be also part of the consideration. But it's always an advantage if you have a bigger voice. I note yung question nyo for earlier about me coming from an agricultural background. I would like to believe that that's also one thing that is a progression, no? Coming from the countryside, going into community development. It's necessary to have a bigger voice. Otherwise, you have some issues in terms of economies of scale, capacity to put forward policies and decisions. It's something that can be considered, especially if we are growing to the level where we are, we have greater capacity to be able to move forward our interests.
I can understand your way of explaining, madam. It's not as like as certain as when you are allowed to choose between inbred and hybrid seeds, you know. Kasi hindi namin malaman kung ano itatanim talaga, madam, so that we really need you here. Minsan inbred, sabi niya, kasi mas matapang yan sa klima. Mahina naman ang output So, kailangan hybrid. Ang dami naman yan kailangan pataba. So, you are really needed here to decide para matulungan niyo kami, madam. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta. Oo, pinauwi ka. Are there any other members who wish to propose any questions? Or, ma'am, thank you very much. I'd like to excuse you so we can actually go to the Zoom with our first ad interim appointment of the Foreign Service Officer, Class 1, Miguel Carlo Narzo Ornelia, is hereby recognized. Mr. Ornelia, please state where you are so that we know where you are, and you can have your opening statement.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the Committee on Appointments. I am Miguel Carlo N. Hornilia, Consul, here at the Philippine Consulate General in Frankfurt, Germany. I am a junior officer, and in my short career here at the department, I have been privileged to serve in 2 assignments so far, in Argentina and now in Germany. It has been quite an eye-opening career, and I hope to continue to serve my country to the best of my abilities in the years to come. Honorable members of the committee, I submit myself for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Cornelia. Now open the floor for anyone who would like to ask any questions. Congresswoman Lani Mercado Revilla is hereby recognized.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Hornilia. I understand you are now based in Frankfurt, Germany. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
How many Filipinos are based in Germany?
Ma'am, the number is growing, but I can tell you right now, because we have the embassy in Berlin and the consulate here in Frankfurt. In Frankfurt, we cover about 46,000 Filipinos, and that is a significant increase from about 30,000 or slightly less that was recorded in the end of 2023. Based on a prior assessment of the profiles of these Filipinos, it would seem that many of them are healthcare workers, and their number is increasing. So it is an exciting time for the Filipino community here in Germany. They're growing, and the consulate is ready to assist them in their needs.
Okay, thank you very much. Majority are healthcare workers, and they have increased from 30 to 46,000, you've mentioned. What are the major problems that they experience? Since the number is quite growing, you mentioned 46,000 as of date, and you just mentioned that for Frankfurt. How about Berlin?
Berlin covers about 10,000, ma'am. The total number, based on our assessment, the total number of the Filipinos in Germany is about close to 50,000, 60,000, and 75 to 80% of those are covered by the consulate in Frankfurt. Regarding their problems, ma'am.
Yes.
So far so good. Our Filipinos seem to be adapting well here in Germany. Germany is a remarkably tolerant society, and our people adjust well to the needs and to the culture. So we have not monitored anything too extreme. But we are in touch with the Filipino community. We are here in Germany. We're trying to do a mapping of the Filipino communities to find out where they are, and just to build a profile of them so that we get to know better our constituents.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hornilia. I commend your work. You've been in foreign service for 12 years, and I do believe that you are one of the youngest nominees that we have interviewed. Hoping for your confirmation this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman Revilla. Senator Annie Marcos is hereby recognized.
Yes, Mr. Hornilia. Yes, congratulations. As mentioned by Representative Lani Mercado Revilla, you are in fact the youngest, without doubt. Considered perhaps at 36 years old, an older millennial yata ang tawag ngayon. As an older millennial, I'm certain that you have your own ideas about how DFA should change and evolve over the years. And, for example, the changes, obviously, from the classically trained diplomat to one who should be perhaps more attuned to psychosocial behaviors given the OFW crisis. So I was just curious, what did a younger or older millennial, but a younger diplomat think about our foreign service today, and how should we change to adjust and to adapt to the various crises?
Good morning, Senator. Thank you for the question. I agree. I think, well, we actually have been seeing a shift to a more multidisciplinary profile in the DFA. So there are many new diplomats who come from different backgrounds. When I entered, for example, one of my batchmates was a nurse and one was a former ballet dancer. So these are disciplines that at first glance don't really seem intuitive for this career, but they bring with them their own perspectives that could inform the job, the diplomat in its performance. And it's something exciting because this is something that we've also been seeing, not just in here in the DFA, but as a general trend in many careers worldwide.
Yes, in addition to being multidisciplinary, is there anything that the Foreign Service Institute and other training platforms should embark upon so that we adapt more quickly and are more adequately trained to be responsive, as we mentioned, to all the international problems?
You're correct, Senator. Yes, there's definitely a need to make sure that our diplomats are up to date, are well aware of the global conversation.
Yes, I'm also concerned that you continue to be the acting director for South America, and obviously your expertise is in Spanish, in Argentine, in Chilean and Brazilian affairs, but you're going to be assigned to the Germanic side of things. How do you intend to manage that?
Ma'am, I've already been assigned here in Germany for about 2 months. For me, it's like coming back full circle, because when I entered the department, my first job was in European affairs. So for me, it's a good experience to come back to this part of the world, to relearn the issues, and to somehow use my experience in South America in the performance of my job here.
I understand you're only acting director for South America right now. Are you going to be holding that post or that job even while you're in Frankfurt?
No, ma'am. I have ceased to be acting director for South America.
So you will be focusing on the Frankfurt assignment then?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Amy Marcos. Are there any other members who wish to ask questions? Our Foreign Service officer seems to be up. Thank you very much. I think it is 3 o'clock in the morning. Is that right?
Yes, sir. It's 4:17 a.m. here in Germany.
For 6 hours because of the daylight saving time. And I noticed that it is Oktoberfest. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair, you are correct. The Oktoberfest has started in Germany. The ground zero for celebrations is in Munich.
Right. And I'm sure that a lot of people are already up there. Thank you just for joining us, and wish you luck. And we would like to excuse you as we call on our other Foreign Service Officer, Class 2, Paolo Mapula from the New York Consulate. Are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning from New York. Mr. Chair, Your Honors, I'm Paolo Mapula, and I've been in the Foreign Service for 7 years already. I'm currently a second secretary in the Permanent Mission of the Philippines to the United Nations in New York. And I was previously with the Philippine Consulate General, also here in New York. And in the Home Office, I was a principal assistant in the Office of the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. And before that, the Office of Treaties and Legal Affairs. Your Honors, I was born in Cebu. Parents were both from the province of Masbate, and I grew up in Parañaque City. I look forward to answering your questions, Mr. Chair, Your Honors.
Thank you for your statement, and I understand it's 12 hours, so it should be 10 p.m. there. Is that correct?
You're correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. I now open the floor for any questions. Of course, our Congresswoman Lani Mercado Revilla is hereby recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Good evening there in New York, Mr. Mapula. Last July 2024, it was reported that the Philippines will be removed in 2025 from the UN Secretary General's list of situations of concern under children and armed conflict following years of cooperation and reforms. May we have an update on this development, and beyond this delisting, what does it particularly mean for the Philippines in terms of monitoring, accountability, and continued international engagement?
Thank you for that question, Your Honor. Although the monitoring of the listing of the Philippines under the under CAAC is under the second committee. I am the first committee expert, Your Honor, and I handle the disarmament international security. But I understand that we just recently held a side event during the high-level week of the UN General Assembly on the Philippines measures that are taken to protect children, especially in the digital age. And because of our efforts, we are an example to the other countries that are still in the list. And I believe it is raising the profile of the Philippines in the international community, specifically in the protection of children and against child trafficking and other crimes related to abuse of children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mapula. You have a very wide range of appointments. I understand you were based previously in, is this correct? In Japan, you were a recipient of the Monbukagashkushu Scholarship Young Leaders Program by the Japanese government. And then you're also a Master of Laws, International Economic and Business Law in Kyushu University. Both are based in Japan. What are, aside from these particular courses, you also are a cum laude from the UP, Manila, and you took up Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. Why did you engage in foreign service?
Well, it has to do with my experience in Japan, Your Honor. And when I was studying in Japan, I realized that one of the strengths of not just the Filipino in general, but me in particular, is communication and connecting cultures. Because I was in a classroom, very international classroom, with classmates from all over the world, from Africa to Europe to America to of course to Asia. And we, the Filipinos, are natural bridge between East and West. And I felt that my purpose in life would be to actually serve the country through the skill of communicating cultures, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mapula. I understand you will be a great asset in that part of the world. Congratulations, and hoping for your confirmation this afternoon, or rather this morning in that part of the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman Revilla. Are there any other persons? Senator Eileen Marcos, is hereby recognized.
Not really, but unless Mr. Mapula had some recommendations, being the alternate representative of the Philippines to the open-ended working group on security and the use of ICT, did we take away anything that could be useful in our cybersecurity plagued country?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Thank you for that question. we are currently, the OAWG and ICT currently is in the process of moving to a more permanent mechanism where the Philippines, along with other countries, are going to discuss how ICT or how cybersecurity may be improved in countries that need to be assisted into better protecting our systems from cyber attacks. I understand that the Philippines is one of the major what do you call this? We are constantly being attacked by cyber attacks, and that we need all the help from other countries with better facilities and better equipped with ICT security mechanisms. And if we can gain knowledge from them with the mechanisms where we get to share knowledge with each other, then the Philippines can definitely benefit, especially in the times when cybersecurity has been in the forefront as one of the fields where the Philippines may need to protect itself.
May maasahan ba tayong tulong dyan? Di ba this is a UN delegation or a UN open-ended group that you're saying is going to move forward to a more permanent setup? May maaasahan ba tayong tulong dyan? Dahil alam naman natin that state and non-state actors are attacking both government sites as well as private sector and even banking sites.
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, the Philippines was the proponent for a system where there's a matching between countries that have the capability to support the lesser developed countries when it comes to cybersecurity. And so we are pushing for that. We are going to continue pushing for that in the permanent mechanism on ICT. And I believe that would be a very important venue for us to learn and to gain more knowledge about how to protect ourselves in the field of cybersecurity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mapulong. Maraming salamat sa ating chairman. Wala naman akong tanong na iba.
Thank you very much, Senator Amy Marcos. Are there any other? Seeing that there is none, there are no more inquiries or clarifications from the members. The majority floor leader is hereby recognized.
Mr. Chair, I move that the committee recommends to the plenary for the commission to give its consent to the nomination and consent and confirmation also to the ad interim appointments of the 5 officials of the Department of Foreign Affairs listed in our agenda. I so move, Mr. Chair.